Good morning, students. We had looked at different sentence constructions in different noun classes and using different tenses. And we had looked at the all noun classes. So today we are going to look at a few tenses that I had not talked about. I had not talked about the mazoea. Mazoea is just the habitual. When you are looking at something that happens, like you usually do this, you usually do this. I had not talked about that. But before we look at the negation, remember I had told you that today we are going to look at negation. I just want to look at those other small uh, tenses or other small usage of sentences. Then we shall go straight to the negations. So hali ya mazoea, usually this is the habitual. For instance, we have mimi husoma. That's I usually read. Mimi husoma, and the plural normally takes sisi husoma. We usually read. Then we have wewe huandika. This is, remember, first person, second person, and third person. Wewe huandika, you usually write. Then this is nyinyi huandika, you usually write. Yeye hula samaki, yeye hula samaki, he usually eats fish. Then we have this present indefined. For instance, we have nasoma, twasoma, yuwasoma, we have yuwasoma, wasoma. That is yuwasoma, wasoma. They are reading. This is they are reading. The narrative, we have nikasoma, and I read. Remember, narrative, you are just narrating something. When you are, it's usually used when you are narrating, especially when you are telling stories. Nikasoma, and then I read. Ukasoma, and then you read. You know, it's just easy, but we shall look at this more clearly later. Then conditional, that's if. Nikisoma, if I read. Then nikiandika, if I write. Then we have the conditional past, that is ungalisoma. Ungalisoma, remember when you are using ungalisoma, like ningalisoma, ningalipita, it's normally used double. You cannot say ungalisoma and use ningalisoma in the same sentence. When you use ningalisoma, you use again ningalisoma. If I had read, I would have passed. Ningalisoma, ningalipita. Then ungalisoma, ungalipita, if you had read. Then angalisoma, if he or she had read. We are going to construct sentences. I'll give you examples here, but for now I just want you to have a vivid knowledge about them. Just understand them, their meaning. Then conditional future is ningalisoma. Ningelisoma is if I were to read. Then ningelisoma, if you were to read. If you were to read. Ningelisoma, if you were to read. Ningelisoma here, if you were to read. I'm so sorry for this. If you were to read. If you were to read. Then we have angalisoma, if he or she were to read. Then we have a sentence. So let's go to the negations straight away. I've told you I'm going to go through the other sentences later, so it's not a big deal. Let's look at the other sentences we've already gone through, and this time we are just going to negate them. We have a sentence like number one, about negations. What you have to know about negation is that the following morphemes are used in most cases to negate sentences in Kiswahili. So in most cases, if you see a sentence with si, who, and her, you just know that that sentence is a negated sentence. If you see a sentence with si, who, her, like for instance, sitaki. Sitaki just means I don't want. Hapana means I want. Then hutaki. Hutaki, you don't want. So this C is used in the first person negation, who is used in the second person negation, and her is usually used in the third person negation. In case of any challenge, let me know. Please write to me. Then we are going to look at some of those. I told you we are going to look at the negated sentences. And remember, for you to have a negated sentence, you must have an affirmative sentence. So these are the affirmative sentences we already had. So we are just going to do the negation. So for instance, we have ninasoma. Ninasoma just means I'm reading, and the negation is sisomi. Ninaandika, siandiki. We have a sentence like tunasoma. This is the plural. Tunasoma, hatusomi. Tunaandika, hatuandiki. Then we have nafsi ya pili is the second person. By now you know the second person. Remember, these are the affirmative sentences and these are the negation sentences. Remember, kukanusha is to negate. They can give you an exam that negate the following sentences. Kanusha sentences zifuatazo. So like for instance, unasoma, this is second person and the negation is husomi. Unaandika, huandiki. Then the plural is munasoma, hamsomi. Munaandika, hamuandiki. Then we have the third person, wakati. The third person is wakati. The third person is nafsi ya tatu is the third person, and nafsi ya tatu, and this is umoja. Anasoma, hasomi. Anaandika, haandiki. Then we have wingi, wanasoma, hawasomi. Wanaandika, hawaandiki. For now, what you base on is just to understand and look at the rules slowly. In case of any challenge, which I'm expecting, let me know. Then we have this is the ngelia ui. Remember, all these sentences I've been looking at are in wakati uliopo. They're in the present tense. All these sentences I've looked at are in wakati uliopo. Remember, wakati uliopo is the present tense, and present tense is simply marked by na. Wakati uliopo is marked by na. All these sentences with na. Once you see na, you just know that this is present tense. Na is normally marked by the present tense is normally marked by na. Then we have the same sentences in another tense. Remember, in another person. This is the another noun class. So this is ui noun class. So we have sentences like muti unapandwa. Mti unapandwa. Remember, all these sentences are in the present tense. Mti unapandwa, mti haupandwi. That's the negation. Mchungwa unamea, mchungwa haumei. Mlango unafungwa, mlango haufungwi. Then we have the plural there. The plural usually takes miti inapandwa, miti haipandwi. The negation. Michungwa inamea, michungwa haimei. Milango inafungwa, milango haifungwi. Then we have another noun class. That's the kivi noun class. The kivi noun class, we have kitanda kinatengenezwa, kitanda hakitengenezwi. Kitabu kinanunuliwa, kitabu hakinunuliwi. Chakula kinapikwa, chakula hakipikwi. Choo kinasafishwa, choo hakisafishwi. Then the plural usually takes v. So we have vitanda vinatengenezwa. The negation is, this is vitanda havitengenezwi. So we have this, remember this is wakati uliopo. So vitanda, this is the plural. We have kivi noun class, plural. Vitanda vinatengenezwa, vitanda havitengenezwi. We have kitabu Vitabu vinanunuliwa. Vitabu vinanunuliwa, vitabu havinunuliwi. Vyakula vinapikwa, vyakula havipikwi. Vyoo vinasafishwa, vyoo havisafishwi. Then we have the LUGHA noun class. LUGHA noun class. Jino linang'olewa. Jino linang'olewa. That's a tooth is being uprooted. And the plural, the negation text, jino haling'olewi. Jina linaandikwa, jina haliandikwi. Dirisha linafunguliwa, dirisha halifunguliwi. Then the plural text, meno yanang'olewa, meno hayang'olewi. Majina yanaandikwa, majina hayaandikwi. Madirisha yanafunguliwa, madirisha hayafunguliwi. Then we have the easy noun class. Easy noun class, we have nguo inashonwa, nguo haishonwi. Ng'ombe inazaa, ng'ombe haizai. Kalamu inaandika, kalamu haiandiki. Nguo zinashonwa, nguo hazishonwi. Ng'ombe inazaa, ng'ombe haizai. Kalamu zinaandika, kalamu haziandiki. That's the plural. And then we have Uzi noun class. The Uzi noun class usually takes Uzi noun class is here. Wakati uliopo. Ukuta unajengwa, ukuta haujengwi. Ufagio unafagia, ufagio haufagii. Unavunjika, hauvunjiki. Then we have the plural. The plural will take kuta zinajengwa, kuta hazijengwi. Fagio zinafagia, fagio hazifagii. Nyuma zinavunjika, nyuma hazivunjiki. Thank you for listening to me. We are going to look at the wakati uliopita. Next, we shall look at the wakati uliopita. Please write to me, write to me, write to me. We are going to look at wakati uliopita in the next lesson. Thank you for listening.